Who's talking about Kylie Jenner?
Everyone. I mean, I don't know.
Welcome back to this week's episode of Miss On Scene. Let's just go ahead and jump right in because there's so much to talk about. So, Kylie Jenner is the it girl.
She totally is.
Mostly it's her lips.
It's
Her
it's
lips.
only the lips. Like that's her trademark. I feel, and I cannot tell if it's Botox or not, or if it's just like makeup that I'm not knowing how to do because I really want a top lip like hers. But I mean, I've been a fan of her, but even though she's only 17, I really dig her. So
I like it too. I am guilty of the girl who's like going on YouTube because I'm a YouTube junkie all the way. And because of that, I'm always looking at makeup tutorials, and everyone I subscribe to is doing the Kylie Jenner thing.
yes,
So people don't know if it's Botox or if she's just overdrawing her lip liner. And so that could be it too, but I love it. Very 90s. I definitely bought some lipstick to
Well, the only
match.
thing that bothers me about it is I don't understand why Kylie Jenner is the face of the 90s lip. Like, I mean, it was a huge thing in the 90s. This
True.
this was way before her time. She wasn't even alive when it came out. So she's not a trend. I don't think she should be the face of it. Like, I think she's gorgeous and
yeah.
but I don't understand why she gets to be the face of it cuz she's really, I mean, she's just a model. Like, what
Well,
else?
she's apparently the favorite Kardashian of the whole crew, Kardashian crew. She's not even Kardashian. I mean, she's Jenner, and she's half sisters to the Kardashians.
Half Dashian?
Yeah, half Dashian. But apparently, she's the favorite of the whole family, which is sort
True.
of surprising to me. Even though she's just now becoming herself through the show and everything, she's apparently earning $5,000 per episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. So, I mean, she's a millionaire right now, a young millionaire.
Is it just because they're not as crazy as the older girls?
Maybe.
I don't watch it, so I don't know.
I
But
think maybe because they're doing their own thing. Like, if you watch the show at all, there was this one episode where Kim was just like falling all over Kylie because she loved her style so much and was trying to bite her style. And I was
Yeah.
like, whoa, you're like 30 something.
Well,
she's
just-
17.
She just came out with her new weave line. Like
she has her own
she
weave
has,
line?
she has
Who?
Kylie Jenner. She has a short
Really?
haircut and it's dark. It's like black with blue. But then she also put in like a whole weave that's like down to here. So now she's starting her own business through weaves. So
Okay.
she's a
Oh, yeah.
businesswoman. Why not?
that's what all the Kardashians had to do though, because the older girls have their own shop or something in LA. It's called Dash.
yeah.
Yeah.
They're all trying to find a way to sustain their millionaire status. There have to be entrepreneurs. That's the only way they can sustain it.
I guess. I don't know. But with her lips, I still don't know if it's Botox or what is it. But you know who definitely got Botox?
Oh, jeez.
Renee Zellweger. Oh
Yes.
my God.
There's more than Botox in that.
There's something going
There's
on.
more than Botox.
Like an eye lift or something. I don't know.
She
her
got like
face.
a chin reconstruction.
Yeah,
I mean,
there's more.
her main features of her when she was in the early 2000s with like Chicago and like voicing over in all these different movies, she has a very interesting voice, a very unique personality and facial structure, and I loved the way she looked. She had a very round, full face, and she was very distinct in that. And now she's come out on the red carpet and she has a completely different face. Everyone's bashing about it. They're just like, who are you? Like, what do you think you're doing? All this Botox, you were beautiful before. But I've heard her comments saying, yeah, thank you for noticing my new life because it's amazing now. And before I didn't have a say in what I did, and now I love my new life. So thank you for noticing. It's just like,
Well, what's so
Yeah.
frustrating about the whole thing is that people made fun of her so much for her face. And granted, you know, not exactly my favorite face in the world, but it was her individual stamp on
Right.
Hollywood. And she got so much scrutiny over the way she looked and the way, like, she just squinty face. Like I said, not my favorite, but it was her thing.
Right.
And then now she got all this plastic surgery and Botox, and everyone's telling her that she was beautiful before, and it's like, no, you weren't. And like they're giving her so many. It's so frustrating how basically Hollywood is saying you were beautiful before, but no, they were making fun of her when she had her original face.
Right. It's a lot. I'm just saying I like the Roxy Hart version of her better.
Yeah.
She's Roxy Hart.
And I wish she would come back, but
She looks so generic now.
however, her fashion's still really good, and I know that there's that new app.
Oh yes,
Covet.
Covet. So my best friend got me in on it. She has been trying to get me to get this app for like probably months now, and she's like, trust me, I love it. Basically what it is you get on this app and you can buy your own clothes and you enter kind of like who wore it best things. the best thing about it is these clothes are like in real life. Like if you really like that skirt, you can go buy it in real life.
But how expensive are those things in real life? That's what I'm thinking.
That's true. This app in itself can get expensive because you're like, I really want that new top, but I gotta spend $3.99 to get those diamonds to buy it.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. But it's so great because, well, and also the thing is that it's all types of style and fashion. You get like the weird avant-garde, and then you get the nice trendy look, and you can have like a boho look, and you have to go through specific requirements to enter certain events. And
Oh, that's cute.
yeah, so you can see, like, you can put your own personal stamp on all this. No one at all looks cookie cutter. Even if you have to wear the same designer and a hat, everyone's gonna look different. And it's so much fun because you just get addicted because you're like, didn't like that hat. Ooh, but those shoes though. And you just like, that's what I do the whole time. I'm like, I really like those shoes.
I love it. I just want to do the SJP style, Sarah Jessica Parker,
Yeah.
Sex in the City. I love it.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do. But we'll have more all about this when we come back from the break.
When you throw away money on wasted electricity, you're throwing away everything you could have bought with it. Saving energy saves you money. Learn more at energysavers.gov.
I'm looking for a job. In fact, I've made up my mind to find a career that I can learn and grow into. Who am I? I'm a hard worker. I set high goals, and I've been told that I'm persistent.
And I'm thinking, television news might just be something I love, as well as something I happen to be good at.
Now, I know that today's work culture no longer caters to the job loyalty that could be promised to earlier generations. What I believe is that good things come to those who work their asses off. And that good people who reach the top of the mountain didn't just fall there. My motto is, if you want to win the lottery, you have to make the money to buy a ticket. You have to make the money to buy a ticket. You have to make the money to buy a ticket. You have to make the money to buy a ticket. You have to make the money to buy a ticket!
Hey guys, welcome back to Miss on Scene. Okay, can we talk about that trailer we just saw? Nightcrawler, like, I am probably gonna go see that on Halloween. I'm a little freaked out by Jake Gyllenhaal right now. That was very intense. Can we discuss that a little bit?
I feel like, first of all, I love Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yes.
Love him. But I feel like this is going to be really interesting. I don't think I've ever seen him play a character like this before. So it's really exciting. Also on the whole journalism scoop thing, journalism major / theater, but like journalism, it makes it really exciting. Like, cause I know how hard it is to get a scoop, and now you're doing it magically. Like, how does that work out?
Well, like he had that scene where he looked like he went crazy. So part of me is like, I want to know like what actually happens with him in the character, because this looks more than just like an action movie. This looks like it's gonna be like an intense. I'm probably gonna have like anxiety watching this. What's happening next? I need to know.
One of those psychological thrillers. I feel like that's what's about to happen.
Yeah, I mean, he first starts off, like you can see in the trailer, that he is jobless. Like, he has no idea. He wants to get something. And so he goes up to a company and they're like, hey, I can work nights, I can do anything you want, whatever. And then they're like, no way. So he's so desperate to find a job. And once he comes across this crazy like crime scene, he's like, whoa, maybe I should get in on this. So like, I mean, obviously throughout the movie, you can see a little bit of character development of getting crazier and crazier, and like how psychotic you can be in order to get money. Like, oh, if I do this, I can get more money. If I can do this, I get more money. But like, he's changing the whole game of being a journalist. Like,
It sounds like a creepy journalist thing to do. But speaking of creepy, Ouija.
Ouija. I am so excited for Ouija. Okay,
No.
I have a love-hate relationship with Ouijas. I have never used one. I probably never will because
Guilty. I have.
Oh, you
I have.
Okay, I can't be next
I've
to you
heard some
anymore.
terrifying things, but a lot of my friends are too chicken to do it. But here's my argument for the Ouija board itself. It is made by Parker Brothers or Mattel or whatever game company it is made by. So, and fun little fact, at a party once, a friend of mine was like, "You want to know the crazy thing about Ouija boards? My great-grandfather made them." Apparently, his great-grandfather was the one who like made the board game version of a Ouija board and sold the patent to
Oh my
the game
God.
company.
Whoa.
Yeah, I don't know if you can prove it or not. He may have just been
Yeah,
telling a
that
story.
might be
I don't
a
know.
little
But
lie.
like, but how cool would that be? If he says they found papers or somewhere in a family member's attic, and I was like,
Wow.
can I see proof of this?
Yeah.
But I'm so excited for the movie. I'm hopefully gonna go opening night. Like all my friends and I are stoked to go see it. Now, none of us will actually play with one, but it looks. I'm not gonna get my hopes up a little too much. It is a horror flick. Like, I'm just hoping for a few good scares and a decent plot line that doesn't make me want to pull my hair out.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what I'm afraid of Ouija boards. I'm not gonna deny it. I'm so afraid of them. It freaks me out to like mess with the spirit world. And then you hear all these legends and these things that happen, especially like older people when they talk about what they did when they were younger with the Ouija board. I was just
Yeah.
like, nope. I don't want to do this. And my friends were like, we're going to throw salt on people, have a salt line to make
Start
sure that
blessing
nothing
people.
gets on us. Like, really, I can't do it. That's one scary movie I won't see.
Really?
Yes,
Okay.
I can't.
Okay.
I don't think it's going to happen. But you want to know what's really scary? Ebola.
Always Ebola.
It's terrifying. I literally had a dream last night that my family got Ebola, and I was just like freaking out. Like I was in an airport, and then these people in like hazmat suits were like, "You need to come with us." I was like, "Like no, what's going on?" And turns out like my sisters had it, and I was freaking out. Like, I mean, this is just a dream, and I'm freaking out. It's a terrifying thing to happen in the United States
Right.
now, and a guy in New York just got it. I mean, he went to Africa, but he's still here, and it's scary.
It's so scary.
The start of the zombie apocalypse.
That's-
That's what this is. It's the zombie apocalypse. Let's be real.
That's exactly how I feel because I was in Dallas last weekend, and people every time I said, "Oh, I was going to Dallas," people were like, "Don't come back with Ebola," and I was like, "How is that a thing?" And when I was there, I went to this haunted circus. It
Oh
was
my God.
extremely scary. The characters in there were going, "You're gonna get Ebola," and I was like, "Are you kidding me?" Like, I can't even handle it. And what's crazy about, in relation to Ebola there, Ebola here, is that we had a UCA alumni, Axel Good, was quarantined because he was on the same flight as that nurse, Nina Pham,
Oh my gosh.
who had Ebola. And so he was quarantined for 7 days and doing updates on Facebook,
Wow.
Oh, I
which
didn't know that.
everyone
that.
thought was pretty interesting, him talking about it. He was like 3 feet away from her on a plane, so they quarantined him.
Okay.
It's pretty
It's not
intense.
airborne.
Right, it's not airborne,
Yeah, you
but
have
if
to
you
get in, like,
sneeze
contact.
Oh, that's true.
and you breathe it in, like, you're gone. But what's good news about it is Nina, she's been declared Ebola free. Which,
Gold star for you, Nina.
I know, which gives us all hope.
Yay for immune systems.
And yeah, you can even see her doctor who treated her, hugging her in the background, which is so sweet and so nice, and gives me hope that this whole epidemic is going to be over, even though the doctor in
Yeah.
New York has Ebola now. It still gives me hope.
That's all.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
It gives me so much hope that all of it's going to be okay,
Yeah.
and we're going to be fine, and there's going to be some type of cure or whatever. I'm just hoping,
Yes.
because it freaks me out. Like, that's what's really scary. That's going to be the scariest thing about Halloween. This
Zombie
Ebola outbreak. But anyways, we'll be right back with more topics.
Traditional light bulbs actually generate 9 times more heat than light. Switch to energy-saving bulbs. Saving energy saves you money.
Oh, look, a redhead. Staring contest. still got it. I know.
Come alive with the forest.
The dad was cute.
You were looking right at us.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
The University of Central Arkansas may be close to home, but it's taken me far. Through study abroad programs and teaching science to children in Rwanda. I've also had the opportunity to do cancer research as an undergrad. And I've discovered Greek life that's about giving back and having fun. UCA put me and my education front and center. Learn how at uca.edu.
When you throw away money on wasted electricity, you're throwing away everything you could have bought with it. Saving energy saves you money.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Welcome back, and I want to tell you one of my favorite things about UCA is you walk outside, and usually in the amphitheater, something's going on. The other day, I walked out and found a drag show. And I'll tell you right now, I love me some drag queens. But not only did they have 2 drag queens, they had 2 drag kings, which I think I love them even more. And I kind of know what, I mean, I have a secret crush on him. Ooh. And I kind of want him to know, but I'm like really like embarrassed and shy. But his name is Drake Nightfire, and he looks like a young Justin Bieber. And I didn't like Justin Bieber, but I like me some Drake Nightfire. But they were fantastic. There was Valentino, I wish I could remember his last name. He was actually Mr. Arkansas. I wish I could remember the title he had. He wore his crown and his sash, and he looked great. Like he was a really punk dude, and it was great.
What did they have to do? Did they go like sing and dance or something?
Yeah, it was just Prism was holding a drag show, and there was a drag king, and then a queen, and then a king and a queen, and they each performed twice.
Did they just sign up to do it?
I think so, because I know Drake Nightfire is a student here, but I don't think the queen is not. Queen Anthony.
Queen Anthony Gerard.
Yes. Oh, and she gave such great face. It was fantastic.
I wish I was there. I'm actually friends with Queen Anthony Gerard.
Yeah, she was great.
Miss Gay Little Rock.
Yes.
So
cool.
I'm so proud of her.
Yes, and then we had a new girl, Diana Fire.
Ooh.
She was adorable.
Aww.
And she sang some really great songs. She sung Big Blonde and Beautiful from Hairspray, as well as All About That Bass.
Oh, yeah.
And,
Beautiful.
Diana Fire, you have a new fan.
I love it. I
fantastic.
love a good drag show. I love drag queens. I'm constantly at disco watching the drag show at 2 in the morning on Saturdays. I love a good drag queen. I love it all. What I also loved about, like, in relation to the whole drag thing, they had, the other week was National Coming Out Day, which was very nice. And in the Student Center, they were like giving out these buttons saying "Born This Way" and all this stuff.
They had a coming out door. If you want, and what the best part was is they're like, even if you don't want to come out, you can come out as an ally, or you can just like encourage other people to know that they're in a safe place and that they can come out. And it was the cutest thing ever. Unfortunately, I had to go to class, so I couldn't come out. But
I loved it. I think that's so cute, and I think the whole ally thing is really important because I'm definitely an ally.
Yeah.
And I got a button the other day that says straight but not narrow, so I rock my button and I love it, and it was just
awesome.
It was just great. However, on the other hand, Prism and everyone who's a part of that kind of thing, they were protesting.
Yep.
They were protesting the Family, Faith, and Freedom Rally bus tour that Jason Rapert and the Family Research Council held at Reynolds the other night. And I was actually there. I saw on both sides of the line because I was covering the story for News 6. And it was really interesting because they weren't allowed to come all the way across the street which was interesting. And so I got to see them, and they were like yelling out their cheers, and I was like, I was wishing I was on their side. I know I'm not supposed to say that, but I wish I was like out there. If I wasn't covering, I would have been there. But so I got to see on both sides. I went into the rally.
Okay.
And that was really interesting. It was strange. It was really strange. And the reason why I say that is because it was almost not so much a political rally, but a concert with like political interjections in between. So you had like a gospel singer group. You had Jason Rapert and his fiddle.
What?
And
like, he plays the fiddle?
He plays the fiddle. And he did all the interviews before the rally with his fiddle.
Oh my God, I had no idea.
Yeah, so he played.
Was he good?
He was really good. He was really good. Apparently he has his own band or something, a bluegrass band.
Okay.
Which he calls the Music of Arkansas. He did at the rally, and they were there and they performed, and they brought out this Grammy award-winning bluegrass player. Yeah,
what?
And I was like, where am I? I thought I was at a political rally.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is strange that there's all these musical acts. So you had these musical acts go, and then all of a sudden, Josh Duggar from 19 Kids and Counting.
What?
He was there?
He's
He
in
was
charge
there.
He's in charge of something.
He's on the executive board for the Family Research Council.
Oh my goodness.
That's right.
Okay.
And if anyone doesn't know, the Family Research Council has been deemed by the Southern, I can't think of the complete name of the group, but they've been deemed a hate group.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. No way.
Yes. Yes, they have. So that's what the protesters were really protesting, them being there. Not so much Jason Rapert, regardless of them feeling whatever kind of way they do about Jason Rapert, they were protesting the fact that the Family Research Council was allowed to be on UCA's campus.
Okay.
And he came out and he talked about family values and things like that, and I was just like, I can't do this. But it was a really interesting rally with really interesting people, and I learned a lot about politics on both sides. And
well, Jason Rapert has a weird way with his politics, especially with that Facebook message that was it Craig Weslow? Is that his name? I always want to say Wes Craiglow. Maybe it's that one. I'm not sure. Them helping plan development for Conway, and apparently, I'm going to call him Weslow. Weslow decided he was supporting Pearson. And now, for some reason, he can't work with Rapert because of that. Like, Rapert says you're difficult to work with and all this other stuff, and he should have been supporting Rapert the whole time. And
so he's throwing a temper tantrum.
And he Facebook messaged him. Wasn't even professional enough to send an email.
Oh my God.
Send him a Facebook message.
Yeah, he should have just called him. Especially things like that. Like, especially things that can be screenshotted.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You should always make a phone call, especially if you're a politician. Shouldn't you know the rules by now?
Doesn't he have people that like double check this out and be like, you probably shouldn't do that? I'm trying to figure out his logic behind sending a Facebook message to him about this, because this is coming out right before the election.
Yeah.
Election day is going to be so interesting.
Oh yeah.
And it's going to be really important, especially for us here. I get a newsletter called The Skim, which it's an online newsletter that you get to your email, and they talk about different things going on in the world, but like the Reader's Digest version.
Cool.
And they were talking about the election coming up, and they were like 4 states that is really important for the rest of the country, and Arkansas was one of them.
Oh, cool.
So I just want to encourage everyone to get out and vote
Definitely
on November
go out
4th. And if you don't know about politics, get educated, because actually here on Channel 6, we're going to have all-day election coverage on November 4th. So please stay tuned to that.
Oh, I'm probably not proud to say, but I actually registered to vote like 2 weeks ago because of this election.
Nice.
Yeah.
Before now, I didn't care, and now, well, it's also because I'm older and I actually see the relevance of having politicians speak for me. I'm like, no. I'm casting a vote, and I definitely want this guy or girl eventually, hopefully.
Right.
Yeah.
Eventually and hopefully, yeah. It's very important. All that stuff is very important. What's also important is the things that are happening around campus.
Oh, it's gotten so crazy.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Today I got an email from UCA, like PD or PD alert or something, about there being a robbery last night, or actually 2 nights ago, the 22nd. There's a student and he was walking right next to Heron Hall, and this is around 10:45, 11 at night, and apparently these three black guys were walking behind him at a distance, but they're also sort of like taunting him. They're like, hey, what are you gonna do, sort of thing, yelling at him and stuff. He just sort of ignored it, and then next thing you know is he's being jumped, and he got like punched in the abdomen. Oof. They stole all of his cash, took his backpack, and just like fled. And so, I mean, this is getting a little ridiculous. I mean, I walk home from the library really late at night like that, and I do carry a little pepper spray with me at all times because you can have it on campus. Pepper spray, even tasers are allowed on campus.
I have a taser. Yeah. It's nice and pretty. It's cute and it's pink, and its name is Sparky. It does not play. I'm not playing.
But isn't this like the third or fourth, like, this is getting a bit ridiculous.
Yeah. It's getting crazy. I'm honestly, I always felt safe on UCA's campus for the most part, but it seems like all the stuff that's happening in different situations, and they say they're not related, but some might be related. Yeah. It's kind of freaking me out, and it's kind of making me fear for my own safety, regardless of my Sparky that I have with me. It makes me nervous.
What's blowing my mind is whether or not they're related. Maybe I just never noticed before, but there seems to be an insane amount of violent acts happening on campus. Mm-hmm. And I'm trying to figure out why. Like, I guess campus is probably one of the easiest because let's be real, college kids, even though we're broke, we have expensive technology with us at all times. Right. We have our phones, we have our iPads and our laptops. I get that, but it's such a well-lit area and there's always people around. So that's what makes me nervous is that it's so well-lit and there's people everywhere all the time. So how that they find you when you're alone, and that's what's more frightening, is when are you really safe?
And right next to Heron Hall, I think I'm pretty positive there is an emergency section where you can like press a button and then PD come. And so they said it was the west side of Heron. I'm not sure which way they're facing, but it could be potentially right next to the emergency thing. He might have passed it and then ran back to press it. I don't know if he actually did, but I'm happy that's there, and I probably look forward to there being a little bit more on campus. Because I'm glad it's there for us, just in case, because you never know.
I know we had the whole online Haven thing, and like people had feelings about that and safety and things with that. I kind of wish that there was some kind of preparation for like campus safety when stuff like that happens. When you're alone or someone comes up to you, what do you do? What measures can you take on campus besides just screaming, especially if they catch you alone, which usually they don't on campus. I just wish that there was something like that, but
are there like defense or like martial arts classes you can take?
I feel like there should be.
Just throw a good left hook and you'll be fine.
Like, I don't know if I want to like hook someone's eyeballs. I mean, I don't know how to do it. Like kick someone. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I should probably learn.
Right. I feel like whenever the hyper opens back up, self-defense classes should be there.
Yeah.
Number one, it's like Zumba self-defense.
Right. It should. And I wish it was the most popular class if it ever came to be.
Right.
Because I feel like that's really important, especially as a woman. To me, that stuff is really important.
Yeah.
But on a lighter note, with UCA and campus, it's homecoming week.
Yeah. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. This is probably as athletically inclined as I'll get. Just happen to be wearing this sweater. I don't know what's going on with homecoming. I'm lost. Like, please somebody fill me in because I'm really confused.
Homecoming's been happening all week with like different events. There was the pep rally and
there's sales going on at the bookstore and everything.
Right.
Yeah.
The Greek step show is tonight.
Oh, yeah,
cool.
That's going on.
So those are always fun to see. Of course, we'll be in rehearsal for Lysistrata. So we won't get to see the Greek step show, but tomorrow is the homecoming game. I don't know who it's against, but I don't care. I just want our Bears to win.
Always. Go Bears.
Go Bears.
I want to wear all purple and be decked out.
I did see that there's going to be a butterbeer tailgate. There's like a huge banner right in front of the Student Center, and I saw it, and I was like, I'll go to the tailgate just for some butterbeer. Like, I'm just saying.
Is it off campus?
I don't know. I'm just going to wander around and see if I find
butterbeer anybody?
Harry Potter?
I bet you, I know eventually that they were talking about, like, since we are a dry campus and we are a dry county, which is also on the ballot about making Arkansas wet, that they're thinking about making the rules because there are rules that, like, during galas and certain charity events that are held here on campus, alcohol can be present. I think they're talking about trying to make it present during tailgating.
Okay.
So people can drink and enjoy because, like, that's also fun about football.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if you're old enough, that's what's fun about
Beer and
football.
football. I don't like either, but hey.
But anyways, that's all the time we have for this year and this today. So we will see you next time, and remember, we're on scene.
It's never too late to follow your dreams. So after 20 years in the business world, I decided to become a teacher. That's when I discovered the University of Central